So we're what, 3 seasons later and we're finally like, oh yeah, that whole Mortis thing? We actually did tell people about that, and everybody knows about, well, everybody who needs to know knows about that. But up until now, it's never been mentioned, it's never been like, it just, oh, this happened, this never happened, and oh, by the way, remember this did happen. Like, it's a huge thing!
Yeah.
And it doesn't affect anything until like, oh yeah, remember how you saw Qui-Gon on Mortis? Yeah, I don't care about all the other, like, immensely strange and somewhat, like, concerning things went on there. But this little detail over here, I want to know about that.
Hey y'all, just a heads up. If you want to see the full version of this reaction, you can find it over on Patreon, link in the description. Over there we discuss how the Jedi Order's nature as what is essentially a religious faction would reasonably affect their outlook on certain issues, such as the discovery of Mortis and the possibility of Force ghosts. We also touch on the misfortune of not getting to see more Jedi healers and other various roles within the Order. So if you're interested in that, or just want to see more of our general thought process, consider becoming a patron. And without further ado, let's get into it.
Yeah, that's today's quote. Madness can sometimes be the path to truth. So,
It's so true!
this
is us!
the silver lining here is that the madness caused by TCW is bringing us down the path to truth. And the truth is that TCW sucks. Oh my goodness.
Super deep.
Yeah, there you go, kids. When you think you're going mad, you are.
Spoke with Master Qui-Gon Jinn on Mortis, did you not?
So we're what, 3 seasons later and we're finally like, oh yeah, that whole Mortis thing? We actually did tell people about that, and everybody knows about, well, everybody who needs to know knows about that. But up until now, it's never been mentioned, it's never been like, it just, oh, this happened, this never happened, and oh, by the way, remember this did happen. Like, it's a huge thing!
Yeah.
And it doesn't affect anything until like, oh yeah, remember how you saw Qui-Gon on Mortis? Yeah, I don't care about all the other, like, immensely strange and somewhat, like, concerning things went on there. But this little detail over here, I want to know about that.
The voice I hear does not come from within, but speaks from beyond. Know I must if I am alone, or if any of you can hear it as well.
Then together, we shall meditate.
This is cool. That they're all kind of like coming together. Cause like, I think this is the only time we've ever seen the council all present in person.
True.
Hear the voice. I did not.
Did they literally just spend days sitting in the exact same position?
I don't know, days?
We have to consider that this may be a deception by the Sith.
You are older and wiser than any living Jedi, but this does not mean you are beyond the corruption of the dark side.
Agree, I do.
Thank you.
I like that they actually address that.
Count Dooku was Yoda's apprentice, and Count Dooku has fallen to the dark side. Whoever the Sith Lord is, he may be using this relationship as a direct link to Yoda.
That's interesting.
So, theory time. Using their own theories against them. Now we know why Anakin turned to the dark side. The darkness in Ahsoka just went into him. Because apparently that's how that works.
I don't think that's
Quite
really what they were saying.
Well, I guess I don't entirely understand what he said. Like, how could you use the link between the Padawan and the Master, like, how would that work?
There are special force bonds that happen between force users. Bastila and Revan had a force bond, I think. And if we want to count the force dyad in the sequels, then yeah, there's that too. But if they had that kind of bond, then it would make more sense. But as far as I know, Dooku and Yoda didn't have that.
It was just a regular Padawan Master bond.
Yeah.
I would like to suggest something. A deprivation ritual. It is a dangerous procedure, but one that will without question allow Yoda to go to the source of this voice.
Solve this puzzle. I will.
But it could be more dangerous than you realize.
So this is the question. What's dangerous about it? They don't explain that. They're just like, oh, it could be dangerous, super danger. But what are the dangers, right? There's no stakes if you don't explain what the danger is. Could he get lost in the Force and, or is he more susceptible to the dark side or what? Like, what is the danger?
Speak of this to no one. Trust no one.
Why would Qui-Gon say that?
Speaking to the dead, I was. Friends, long gone.
Yeah, he really sounds senile in this arc.
And they're doing that on purpose, right?
Yeah.
To kind of like pull this like, oh, is he going mad? Or, is he really like, they want everyone around him to distrust his mental stability. So then they make him act like a senile old man. And that's so weird. Like, why would Qui-Gon say, trust no one? And don't tell anyone, come alone! And
No, that doesn't sound like Qui-Gon at all.
that doesn't make any sense.
No. There's tons of people within the Jedi Order that he could trust. When
someone who's part of the living force
said, I'm having this thing that I'm struggling with, can you guys help me out? Everyone came forward. And they were like, yeah, let's do this. Let's meditate together. Let's figure this out.
Yeah. And then Qui-Gon's just like,
Trust no one.
I'm not talking to anybody except you.
What? What the heck?
It's just dumb.
Yeah.
So they did end up saying, right, like, oh, I'm gonna bring him as close to death as possible.
It will take him as close to death as possible.
So I guess, again, like, they kind of, like, post-establish what the danger is, right? They first like, oh, it's danger, and you're like, what's the danger? And then she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna take him as close to death as possible. I wish we would have gotten that information first, right? Like she would say, but it's dangerous, we'll be bringing him as close to death as possible. And then people are like, it's dangerous, should we really be doing this? The other thing I didn't get was they wake him up and he's like coughing up water. And I'm like, how would he get water in his lungs?
Yeah, he had that
breathing the breathing
thing.
apparatus. What, did they take that off of him while he was still underwater and then pull him up out of the water? Like,
yeah, that really helps.
What?
What Yoda claims is not possible.
As far as we know.
Thank you.
The dead are part of the cosmic force and lose their individuality.
But how do they know people dissipate into the Force and lose their individuality?
Exactly.
What have they based that on?
Literally.
Because they're saying, oh, this is a fact, right? And it's like, well, how would you know that?
I want temple guards placed in the medical bay.
What?
For what?
I guess if Yoda loses it and goes dark side?
I am prescribing nothing but bed rest for you now, Master Yoda. I will leave you two alone.
Does he count as bed rest?
Do something for me. You must. Blamed you will be.
What must I do?
Help me to escape.
Well, he picked the right man for the mission.
The Council will not want you to travel at all. Alone, even less.
Disobeying the Council, your expertise is. It is the spontaneity you find so easily, which others do not. That is what sets you apart.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Partly because in the very first episode, that's kind of like Yoda talking to the clones, and he was able to say, like, this is what makes you unique. This is what makes you unique. So it's kind of neat that here again, we're seeing how Yoda sees the person, takes notice of who they are and what makes them unique. What bothers me about this scene is the Sentinels, which I'm pretty sure are not deaf, are standing 10 feet away, and given the volume at which these guys are talking, I'm pretty sure they heard all of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Why?
Some fresh air I require.
It's okay. He's with me. I'll watch him.
Were the Jedi Sentinels really going to try to stop the Grand Master? I guess he doesn't have his lightsaber on him, but like, that doesn't matter. He's the Grand Master. He can just whoop, whoop, bye. But then I guess you could argue, well, then people would think he's gone dark side because he attacked the Jedi Sentinels. No, he wanted to get through the door, and they wouldn't let him, and he's the Grand Master.
Like, who are they taking orders from? Like, a Mace?
The Sentinels would have to distrust Yoda as much as Mace does in order to be taking orders from Mace over Yoda.
It's so weird how they did this, because Ki-Adi-Mundi was the one who was like, oh, I think Yoda's under attack from Darksiders. And then, like, last second, Mace was like, we need to put guards on him. It's like, why didn't you have Ki-Adi say that? He was already kind of on that path. But then all of a sudden, Mace is like, guards, get them guards in there, stick them in the medical bay, and don't let him pass. And, like, even more mind-boggling is they'll stop Yoda, but not freaking Anakin! Anakin!
Yeah, this is... Oh, well, as long as he's got supervision from this kid, then it's okay. I'm sure Mace, who definitely trusts Anakin, would be okay with us making this decision. I can't. They're literally, the writing is treating Yoda like he's an old man. Oh, you can't go out. Oh, unless you've got supervision. Like, why have the guards set up if you're gonna do it so badly? What would it change if they didn't have guards? Like, maybe as the episode progresses, we'll see, but like, right now, I'm like, this whole thing would work better if it was just, oh, Anakin, come walk with me. Oh, by the way, I'm leaving. Let the others know.
Honestly, it would have made more sense if the medical lady had been the one standing at the door, and then when they tried to leave, she was kind of like,
oh, wait, no, you need your bed rest. I just ordered you on bed rest.
Yeah, because, like, medical people tend to outrank everyone else, so that would make sense.
Right.
But they put the Sentinels there, and they're like, no, Yoda, you can't pass. But Anakin, okay, you go ahead.
Don't let Yoda leave. Okay, but what if somebody's with him? Oh, well, then I guess it's okay. You don't need to follow or anything, just
literally
let him go.
The only worse option, apart from Anakin, would have been Ahsoka.
Thankfully, she's gone.
Yeah, thankfully.
Though she does show her face in these last 3 episodes. I think in the next one. But for the most part,
like,
season
Filoni
6
just couldn't go a whole season without shoving her in somehow. The desperation.
Dr. Nemo's gonna notice Yoda's missing any minute now. Get him to a ship as fast as possible and get him out of here.
Again, he's like flippin' shouting. It's like, can you please? That was amazing!
Okay, I need that as my screensaver, just like Yoda and R2 flying across the screen this way, and I'm flying across the screen this way. I want that now. I want that so bad. Oh my goodness, that was adorable. Okay, you were saying. Yes, he was yelling, and it was stupid. I love how R2 is just here. I expected Anakin to kind of like help him out more, but he just gets him through the doors.
By the look of it, it wasn't even that far.
Yeah, they don't show him walking through the Jedi Temple, which you'd think would be a lot more hazardous because we always see Jedi Masters walking the halls in every other shot where they're in the Jedi Temple halls. And you'd think all of the Sentinels would kind of know Yoda's not supposed to be out, so you'd think more than once. I don't even know. But then yeah, Anakin's also like, oh, we have to like get him out of here before the Doctor notices that he's missing, rather than the Sentinels or Mace or any of the other.
A lot of good those Sentinels did.
So again, what you said earlier about it should have been the Doctor at the door being like, no, that would have worked better.
Show yourself. Can you?
I cannot. My training was incomplete.
Okay, so Qui-Gon is kind of in this in-between limbo. And he's training? How is he training? Who is he getting this training from? Or is he kind of self-taught? Well, he asked him, can you show yourself? And he's like, no, my training was incomplete. But he does show himself in the Kenobi show.
All of this is just fan service, because Filoni can't do anything else. Again, with the stupid, nonsensical Force visions. So he sees all the Jedi fighting the clones, and he thinks to himself, I shouldn't say anything about this when I get back.
Were there clones in this? I thought it was...
It was literally the first thing he saw, Jedi fighting clones.
Because that's what had me confused at first, whether it was Order 66 or not, because I thought he was seeing, like, the old Jedi Sith Wars, but then I was like, wait, no, but it's with the Jedi who are alive now, so... See, because I was seeing the red lightsaber. Was that Anakin? No.
No, that was Mace and Kit and the others fighting
right.
Palpatine. But like now they've already kind of screwed themselves over because Palpatine wasn't in his Sidious getup when Mace confronted him. So Yoda would have been able to clearly see his face, but the writers were like, oh no, you gotta cover that up because it's spoilers. But spoilers anyway, because he saw Jedi fighting clones! The stupid Force visions that make no sense and entirely screw up the story and make the Jedi further look like idiots. All for fan service. No!
It's literally so pathetic. I'm going to honor these stories by completely crapping on them. It's just
that's how that works.
I can only show you a place where the answers will be revealed to you. Be wary. Give power to that which you fear, and it will show itself to you.
Qui-Gon was like, I can't give you answers, but I can lead you to a place where you will get answers. And then he's like, be careful, because if you give in to your fear, it will manifest. So was that his fear? No. Or was that the answers he was seeking? Or...
That'd be hella specific. He'd have to already know about Sidious. And he doesn't. Because this whole time they've been like, well, what if this guy we encountered over here, what if he's just the apprentice and there's a master?
Yeah.
They don't know about Sidious yet. So that's not his fears manifesting, that's him getting answers, which he shouldn't have, because it completely screws up the story.
I guess... For me, it's like, right, he has a suspicion about the clones, that they may have something to, nefarious against the Jedi, right? So that fear manifests as, oh, he's seen the Jedi and the clones fighting, okay? And then they know or assume or suspect that there's a master behind the people they have thus far run into. I believe they've heard the name Sidious, right? And so then he pictures this evil, cackling mastermind Sith
that just so happens to look exactly like the actual mastermind Sith.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just throw a faceless figure in there?
Yeah.
They're literally blatantly giving him answers that he should not have.
Yeah, but I guess my question is still valid. right? Like, was that his fears, or was that the vision he was supposed to, like, I guess my questions are more so, these would be questions that he should be asking.
Yoda, come back to us.
Come back to us. Well, you're dead, so I guess that means I gotta go that way.
See the future. You can.
I exist where there is no future or past.
When will this happen?
It is happening right now.
Can you see the future? No, I kind of live in limbos. When will this happen? I just said I can't see the future. Do you even listen? But then he has an answer. Oh, it's happening right now. Oh, crap. I'd better get back into my pod and race home so I can see if I can help.
Any hope that the Jedi can prevail? Is there?
There is always hope, my friend. Though it often comes in forms not looked for.
Super helpful, thanks.
You have been chosen, as I was before you. You will learn to preserve your life force, and so manifest a consciousness which will allow you to commune with the living after death. This is the path of only a few Jedi.
I'm so confused. If you couldn't tell from my very confused face. Qui-Gon is talking like this has happened before. Not like, hey, this is kind of cool. I'm like the first man. But like, they're talking, oh no, this is impossible. This must be the work of a Sith, or he's losing it because he's 900 years old and we've all been taxed because of the war. But then Qui-Gon's just like, oh, you know, this is a thing, you know, people are chosen, like I was chosen, you know, it only happens with a few Jedi, but like, and it's mighty suspicious that it only happens with a few Jedi, but it just so happens to be all these main characters all in a row. You got Qui-Gon and Yoda and Obi-Wan, and then, you know, Anakin, and, you know, like, and then Luke, and it's just like, oh, it only happens with a few Jedi. Bling, 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 all in a row. But it never happened before. But it did, maybe, kind of not really specific. And then it's like, oh, is there any hope? Yeah, there's hope. You can communicate with the living after you're dead. How is that hope? I don't want everybody to die. That's what I was asking about hope for. But then the thing is, Yoda doesn't die during Order 66. So it's like, I just
Literally has nothing to do with...
so confused. Other than the sequel trilogy, I don't think we ever see, like, Yoda as a Force ghost.
Yeah, we don't.
Okay, breathe.
This show is awful, terrible, disgusting. See you next week, of course.